Candlewick on Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Stork by Wendy Delsol, performed by Julia Whelan. Chapter 1. One moment I was fine, and the next it felt like an army of fire ants was marching across my head. Seriously, fire ants wearing combat boots, heavy, cleated combat boots. I'd never experienced anything like it. I scratched at my scalp until my hand cramped. It didn't help. I turned, and the mirror behind the cash register confirmed my suspicions. Along with the crazy rash creeping from under my hairline, I also had claw marks. Any other head of hair would conceal such blemishes. Not mine. My tow-headed, sun-fearing ancestors had seen to that. I opened the cupboard under the register. Where was that woolen beret I'd seen? Crimson red with a small loop on top. A bit of a fashion stretch, even for me. Oh well, this town already thought I was odd, the suspicious package dropped at their door. I shrugged the hat over my head. It provided no relief, but at least it covered the damage. Where the heck was that delivery? My Offie, my grandfather, had told me I could close as soon as Schnossen Farms delivered the apples. I looked at the old clock above the candy counter. 9 o'clock. Offie had said the bushels would arrive at 7. Hoping to see headlights barreling down Main, I looked outside. Across the street, a light in Hulda's Fabric and Notions caught my eye. No way! I'd been waiting for a sign of life in the place for weeks. The going out of business sign and unclaimed bolts of fabric, glorious, pristine fabric, had been taunting me as a bargain opportunity. I quickly scribbled back in 5 on a piece of paper and taped it to the door. Schnossen Farms and their golden pippins could wait. Clutching my juicy couture velour jacket to my throat, I hurried across the road. Dang, it was cold. Mid-September, and already something the Minnesota yokels called an Alberta clipper was bearing down from the north. In California, I'd still be in shorts, spaghetti straps, and flip-flops. A chime tinkled above my head as I stepped over the threshold. Holy crap. It smelled worse than my grandfather's store, something I hadn't thought possible. Like something died. No, worse. Like something got caught in the act of dying. Some long, lingering, putrefying fade. I knew the feeling. For me, it was junior year at Norse Falls High School. Exile High, as I like to call it. "Who's there?" The voice sounded cracked with age. I looked up to see an old ball of a woman with skin more crushed and textured than the bolts of velvet she stood over. Tufts of charcoal gray hair escaped from under an orange hat with floral trim. She looked like a shriveled root dangling under a flower pot. "I saw the light," I said. "I've wanted to look at your shop for weeks now." I took a hesitant step farther into the store. The old lady, dressed in a drab gray skirt and dull gray cardigan, checked the time. "No, it's too late. You come back again." "But when?" The scalp condition grew worse. "I've been working at my grandfather's store for a couple of months now." I wanted so badly to scratch my head. "I've never seen you open before." What would the woman think if I dropped to the floor and started rolling like some flea-bitten mongrel? And no wonder they called them boils. My whole head felt like it was churning with hot, foaming bubbles. "Next time. You come next time." Once more, the old lady checked her watch. I heard the creak of a rear door, a howl of wind, and then footsteps descending stairs, but I didn't see anyone. Kinda creepy. Then again, the old lady probably had more friends on the other side than on this one. She pointed to the front door. "So sorry. You go now." On a low shelf, I spied a tartan wool that would be perfect for the cape I was designing. I leaned down for a better look, and the red beret tumbled to the floor. I scooped it up and quickly replaced it on my head. I heard a gasp. "You have the cap," the old lady said, wagging a trembling finger in my face.